Said this before, I'll say it again. As men, for whatever reason, as men, we like to wait way too long to act right. And then we wonder why our girl don't appreciate our change of heart, our transformation. And for all of my replayers out there, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. A large part of the reason why for any man watching this, and for some of you women out there that's wondering why can't you receive this man, is because not only are you not the same anymore, but you don't look at him the same. You don't see him the same. A large part of the reason why you was able to love that man, fall in love with him, was not because he was so amazing, but because you had the ability to see certain things in him while giving other parts of him grace or completely being blinded to it. Just because of your own optimism, just because of that space in your life, just because of what you wanted. But once a man loses all respect from you, once a man shows you that he can't be trusted, once a man positions himself as somebody who is emotionally dangerous, not somebody who is emotionally safe, even if he has truly changed and become a better man, your ability to receive him has completely changed. It's just like delicious food that you eat right after you scalded your mouth. Don't matter how good it is now. They should have never brought that piping hot plate out. Like you damaged your ability to even receive that. But in the case of a relationship of a man who got his act together way too late, he damaged your ability to receive that. You can't enjoy the fruits of his new change of heart because he scalded your tongue. And I'm giving y'all the short reason because, look, I really want to go in depth with this. Before we even get really started, let me go ahead and pin these links and tell me, put I down in the chat if you've ever been in a situation where by the time that man started doing everything that you had asked him to do, everything that you wanted him to do, you ain't even want it no more. You ain't even care no more. You saw the changes. A lot of times, here's the thing. I really want to clear this up because social media will have you believing that, men who do wrong just never become a better person and nobody can change. Honestly, that goes against everything I know about human nature. We can change. We can be better. We can grow and evolve, right? The problem is, I think a lot of us as men don't realize there is a such thing as a burned bridge with a good woman. Now, there are women out here who will run into the exact same stop sign over and over again, brick wall over and over again, but there are good women out here who, once they give you a great opportunity to love them and you waste it, it's really over with. It's really over with. It doesn't mean that you can't go get love from somewhere else. It don't mean that you have not made the changes that you promised that you would make, that you think that you have made, that you honestly have made. But there's a such thing as too little, too late. There's a such thing as too little, too late. Yes, you are doing. Like, look, don't get it twisted, men. And I'm saying, as a matter of fact, let me go over here real quick. Let me show y'all something. I've never done this before. We're gonna do this right now. Let me show y'all something because y'all be thinking I just be talking sometime. Okay, so only my Facebook can see this. So those of you guys on YouTube, I know you can't see this right now. It's really blurry. This is a comment. I'm gonna read it to y'all. YouTube, I'm gonna read it to y'all. This is a comment. So every time I get on here, I'm inspired by something I get. Now, this is a public comment. Typically, when guys message me, I keep it quiet. But this is what this brother said on one of my videos. And it was titled, How to Know That She Is Done. The comment says, you guys can see, I came here because my girl says she was done with me, and I need to understand exactly what she meant. I have a feeling she will never come back. Probably right. I know I made the mistake. I regret every second the mistake that cost me the relationship, but I've lost myself. I'm disgusted with myself. Thanks, brother, for the video. I'll try to find a new me and accept everything is gone and find a new me and purpose. Okay? Now, the reason why I'm showing y'all that, again, this is public. Me doing what I do, confidentiality is major to me. So whenever people come to me and they DM me these types of things, y'all never know their identity. I just sourced the video, based on but this was one of the times that I'm like, okay, this is exactly what I've been talking about. Y'all, I ain't just up here capping. I ain't just up here talking. As men, there is an epidemic of us who don't realize that when you're dealing with a good woman, that version of her she gives you access to is perishable, brother. It does not last regardless. And I've been preaching this for years. 6 years ago, I did a video saying, do not give a man unconditional love. I got all kind of hate and flack for it. But that's exactly what it, because your heart is not unconditionally safe. So here's the thing: when you try to give unconditional love as a woman, as a good woman, and you have intuition, you have these things that God has deposited in you that's really fail-safe mechanisms. You don't even know it. But whenever you withdraw from a man who's unsafe to love, and you don't do so on purpose, you fight it with everything you can. There's a reason why. When you lose all respect for a man and you therefore feel repulsed by him, you don't want to be sexual with him. It's hard for you to even be friends with him. There is a reason why. It's not up to you. These are things that are innate in you, that were built to protect you. Because your heart is not unconditionally safe, or you cannot unconditionally give love to somebody who's meeting zero conditions. And I try to stress this to brothers, and they get mad at me. You acting like you perfect. No, brother, I'm not. I know what I'm talking about, and I'm trying to prevent you from having the exact same issue. I'm just here to give you the truth. I'm your big brother, not your guru. I ain't your pastor. I'm your big bro, for men and women. And so the brother that put that comment, y'all, that's one comment. I get hundreds of these messages every single week from men. Y'all be thinking men don't watch. These men just be ashamed. I actually salute that brother for being like bold enough and real enough to say it out loud. Like, yeah, man, yeah, that's exactly what happens. You burn that bridge with a good woman. It's just like when your mouth, your tongue is scalded and somebody try to bring you some delicious food. No, you can't even she can't even taste it. She can't even enjoy it, even if it is good now. And this is why it's so important. Look, I get it. We all got flaws, right? But you can't play with the real ones like you play with everybody else. There are some women out here, they want to play the game. There are some women out here, they just want to get you for your money. They just want validate. There's some women out here who are not on queen type stuff. Like, they're not cream of the crop. They have not worked on themselves. They do not manage who has access to them. They are not careful about their friends. They do backbite. They're not the best women. I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. I don't care who don't like me because I'm saying what I'm saying. There are some women that are just cream of the crop, cut from a different cloth, and then there's everybody else. When you're dealing with that cream of the crop, when you got that once in a lifetime type of woman, brother, you cannot go in playing. You can't go in thinking I'm gonna play by the same rules I played with the other ones. She gonna bounce back and heal just like Wolverine. She gonna heal, but is she gonna give you access to that healed version of her? No. You go to a club and it gets shot up. You going back to that club? No. You go to a restaurant, you get food poisoning, you going back to that restaurant? No. That woman open up to you, share things with you, do things with you, give you access to her, give you benefit of the doubt, defend you against her friends that peeped that you was on some nonsense from the beginning. She do all of that for you, and you think that you can mess that up and she gonna right back to what she was before? The wave that you was riding in the beginning, and this is why a lot of men get their act together too late. That ego says, oh, she opening up to me because I'm so great. She don't even know you. Y'all be getting the benefit of the doubt and giving yourself the credit for the benefit of the doubt that woman is giving you. It's the benefit of the doubt. But once you remove all doubt and you prove to her that she is a dummy for trusting you, oh, she ain't gonna be dumb forever. She's not going to be dumb forever. And so as a man, I'm all for improving, evolving. I had to do my own. Every man I know has to have done their own. But the consequences, sometimes, brother, you don't get a second chance at that once in a lifetime woman. Actually, most times you don't. If you do, a lot of times you're not getting the same version of her. You're not getting access to her the same way. So all of that, you're going to be grieving the version of her that you once upon a time had while having her right there in your face. Now, there are very rare exceptions where that woman comes back around, it's years later. And I say very rare because typically in those situations, you at least had a good 5 to 10 years of consistently being who it is that you said that you was. And then you did something messed up. Or even in how you did, whatever you did messed up, you didn't change the way that she looked at you. But the moment that you change how she sees you, it's over with. This is why we get it wrong. We think, oh, it's because of us. And we're thinking of all our good, bad, and ugly. She ain't even seen your bad yet. She ain't seen your ugly yet. She's rocking with you because of how she sees you, not because of who you actually are. So it's best, at absolute worst, actually, I should say, at absolute worst, if you know you came across the right girl at the wrong time, you better make it the right time by getting it right. You better make it the right time of putting all that away. Oh, shoot, I met one. She's not cut like the other ones. She's different. She really loves me for me. She don't need $100 million in order to be pleased. She's not asking for me to spoil her financially. She just needs me to show up, be consistent, be who I said I am. This one right here is different. You know what? All of them games I was playing, that's done. That's dead. Them open door, that's dead. That's over with. At absolute worst, you meet the right girl, wrong time, you better make it the right time. Because you're going to feel that in your chest forever if you don't. And I mean forever. Now, there are times when God will bless you at some point in time later on. But y'all, if you know, like I know, we see men in their 70s, 60s, drinking problems, gambling problems, prostitutes all the time. They just a menial existence. And the whole life then became a series of coping mechanisms. And what a lot of them won't tell you is that started at a time, not when they lost hope on their potential in life, but whenever they broke the wrong woman's heart. It's certain women you don't need to break their heart. By breaking their heart, you breaking the next 50, 60 years of your karma, the next 50, 60 years of your peace. Because every woman that you come across from that point forward is going to be a reminder that you really had something special. It's not that you're not going to be able to get other women. It's not that you're not going to be able to have sex. It's not that another woman is not going to be attracted to you or be into you. But in every single woman, not to shame those women, because it may be that they're great, but they're not great for you. But you're going to realize through every woman that you come across from that point forward that, man, I had something special with her. Not only was she of a certain caliber, but what we could have had was of a certain caliber. And that don't come, it's gonna prove to you and remind you how rare that was, what you fumbled. And so what a lot of men understand too late, because we get out of our ego too late, we come out of that wiring of just having variety too late. We get so prideful whenever we meet a woman and you treating us, because up front, let me tell y'all something. You as a good woman, you feel and are experienced just like every other woman that smile in our face and tell us what we want to hear. You know, that falls for us, et cetera, et cetera. It's not until we deep in and we realize, and wait, this is quality, right? This one right here is quality. And we can get so messed up because we so used to everybody else. We don't have the wisdom. We don't have the evolution to discern this one right here is a whole different. So we've been messing with cubic zirconia so much, we think the moment light hit it, it must just be cubic zirconia. We don't realize we in the presence of a diamond. And that's why men wait too long to get their act together. And it's because it's two ways that men are going to be better men. One, either pain, aka loss, or two, an obsessive focus and intention on being better. There is no mediocre half-stepping way to become a better man. There is no like, oh, you know, I'll get to it when I get to it as time goes on. We don't work like that. We either suffer loss, aka pain, to become better, or we have an obsessive intention on becoming better. So when I'm getting up here and I'm telling my brothers out, hey man, look, don't take this lightly. Hurry up now. Get in position now. I'm not coming from some pedestal. I'm coming from wisdom. You better get obsessed and intentional about your evolution now, because when you come across that woman, time waits for no man, and neither does a good woman. She either gonna peep game early and go ahead and let you go on about your business, or she's going to give you a chance that you don't deserve. You're gonna burn her out, and then you're gonna have to live with that for the rest of your life. Y'all, yeah, tell me if I'm tripping. Ladies, tell me if I am tripping when I say you can love a man and still not be able to look at him the same. You can look at him and say, man, I love you, but my heart, it just don't respond to you no more. My heart don't respond to you no more. All that extra, going the extra mile and wanting to know if you're okay and wanting to be there for you and dropping everything at the drop of a hat. If something seemed like it wasn't okay for you, I can't even do that if I wanted to. Tell me if I'm tripping, ladies. Because they'll look at me and get mad. They'll look at me and get mad at what I'm saying. No, you don't know what you're talking about. Ladies, y'all, they're clearly, I showed you. So those that are joining now, you're a little late, but I showed in the beginning the reason why I'm even want to talk on this subject, because there was a guy who left a comment publicly. So men watch this. Men are watching now. Men will watch the replay. Ladies, y'all tell me if I'm tripping when I say you can have all the love in the world for that man and lose all respect for him. And the loss of respect will keep you from showing that love for that man. The love will therefore change from a verb to a noun. Verb meaning from something you can show and express and he can experience, to a noun, something that you have for him, but he can't access it no more. The love is there, but you don't get me no more. The love is there, but I'm really not open to what you're trying to talk about. I'm not trying to inspire you. I'm not trying to breathe life into your dreams no more. I'm not trying to sit and listen. I'm not trying to forgive. I'm not trying to support you through your low times. I'm not trying to cook for you and make your life easier. I'm not trying to make you look good to people. I'm not trying to help you spot your fake friends. All the ways, yup. If you are a good woman, you recognize everything that I just said, because that's love that you gave somebody, and you couldn't give that love to a man no more after he lost your respect, after he's proven himself unsafe. I'm not here to rub your back and help you de-stress after a long day. I'm not here to remind you of all the ways that you can conquer and do anything you set your mind to whenever you take those losses that everybody else laugh at you for, and I still treat you like the king that you are not, even whenever you lose. I'm not doing that no more. That's what you lose. For men out there watching this, some of y'all going, hey, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He ain't no better than me. All right, whatever, man. Go on about your business. You're just going to have to suffer that trauma, that self-inflicted trauma of fumbling a good woman on your own. Good luck. Have fun with that. And if you're watching this right now and you can relate, I guarantee somebody on your timeline can also relate, especially on Facebook. Y'all share this right now so somebody else can join this conversation. Share this right now. And then for the women, let me tell you guys, because I know y'all be thinking like, oh, these women asked for this good man. She been asked for this good man. So whenever I start walking in that, then she just gonna open up. Let me tell you what happens. What's gonna go through her mind? She gonna be somewhat insulted that you waited till after she couldn't receive the love to finally try to deliver it. She gonna be insulted. Think of it like this. Let's say you got the birth of your baby. Let's just go with that, right? You've been waiting for this baby. You got the birth of your baby, and you're gonna have a photographer. I don't know why you would have a photographer, but let's just go with it. Capture the moment. It's gonna be a beautiful moment of when the baby comes out. And the photographer oversleeps. They're late, they miss it. And then after the baby is born, they say, hey, I got you though. I got you afterwards. I got you on the next one. Are you going to be giddy that they got you on the next one? Are you going to be happy that they missed that opportunity, but they got you next time, and a discount too? They got a discount, and they're going to give you the best pictures you've ever seen in your life afterwards for something that you could have done the first time that ain't going to get done again just like that. No, you're going to be like, what? I can't redo this. That baby in particular, that moment they were born, that's come and gone for good. You offering these great services now when you had the opportunity to fulfill that before is actually an insult to me. You just let me, I would rather you not have the capacity at all, as opposed to you fumbling because you were careless, and then after the fact think you're gonna make it up, and that's like all is well that ends well. No, brothers, no. And sisters, it's the fact we don't understand that's at the core of why we get it together too late. And again, these are the reasons. For those that are joining late, first off, our ego and pride confuses that benefit of the doubt as you already knowing our character, and that's the reason why you rocking with us so hard. I'm getting kind of raw because this is how I talk to men. When I talk to men, when I do my one-on-ones with men, I get real raw. But I understand you ladies are a little bit different. So that ego and that pride says, oh man, I must be. I mean, the cologne is cologne. I've been in that gym. My car lit. That's why she rocking with me. Man, she giving you the benefit of the doubt. She's seeing the best in you. She's ignoring the part of you that the world rejects and the world judges. The part of you that you could be so much better than. Like, you got a choice of what version of you want to walk in. She's seeing the best in you and giving you the benefit of the doubt that you got enough wisdom and common sense to know what you got by your side in her. And that if you show up as the best version of you, not perfect, but the best version of you, with her, the stuff y'all can do, any man in his right mind will give anything to have. She's giving you the benefit of the doubt, more so your common sense the benefit of the doubt. Not because you just so irreplaceable and what have you. But this is what I need women to understand. So I've directed a lot of stuff towards my fellas, my brothers out there. Ladies, I need you to understand why you cannot give unconditional love. Out the gate, all the way through, there must be a way to do checks and balances. This is why I believe in a selfish season. Matter of fact, for those of y'all who missed the last selfish season challenge I do this 2 to 3 times a year, where I personally guide women back to the best versions of themselves and give you the equipment to never lose yourself in the process of loving anybody else. And so if you're in the process of trying to regain your peace that a man stole from you because you gave him unconditional love when he didn't deserve it, when he wasn't meeting no conditions, I invite you to join my selfish season challenge with the rest of my inner circle. So you not only get the equipment, but you also get community. That's at the link pinned right here in the comments, also in the caption whenever you back out. If you turn into a version of yourself, because this is what happens whenever you love somebody who's so unequally yoked with you, you become lesser of yourself just to tolerate the space that's created between you two long enough to keep giving them what they are wasting. So if you develop these habits and you're looking at yourself like, when did I get so weak? When did I get so dumb? When did I get to a point where I couldn't even leave this man? How am I going for this? I never was this confused before I ran into him. And you missed that version of you that was certain, that was assertive, that was confident, that knew better and did better, that could detach when it was the right time to detach. And you want to get back to her, again, I invite you to the Selfish Season Challenge. It's at the link pinned right here if you're on Facebook, or it's one of the featured links also in the comment section or captions, whatever. On YouTube, it's at the top. It looks like it's in this little blue section somewhere at the top. Y'all get the point. Because I need women to understand something. You're not, and I said this last night, I think it was, you're not doing any man a disservice by requiring less of him. And I'm not going to go too far in depth on that because I talked about it before, but you're not doing a man any good by requiring less. This is what happens. Let me give you the part 2 to that conversation. Because, of course, you require more of a man. He respects you more. He knows he got to come correct. You bring out the best in him. You only attract, or at least will be able to continue entertaining a man who is properly in his masculine, because that's what responds to a woman that challenges us, that loves us, that supports us, is our helpmate, but help in the form of challenging us to go to a higher level. That's how we respond when we're in our masculine. All the beta males are going to fall off. All the men that are threatened by a woman that says you can do better than what you're doing, they're going to fall away from you. The trash will take itself out. And then the next part of that is you're cultivating a version of that man. Not that you're to blame for anything he does, but you're cultivating a version. You're facilitating a version of that man that will properly love you in return as well. It's a yin and yang. We work together. So as this masculine man responds well to being challenged, to you not accepting less than his absolute best, to you not accepting less than absolute consistency, no excuses, full accountability, compassion, care, and priority, to you not accepting less than that, you will in turn get the man, one way or the other, either him or somebody else that's capable, that's going to properly love you and now cultivate the full fruits of your femininity. A lot of women that are listening said, this man gave me the courage to end it. Much love, Toby. A lot of y'all listening, y'all have gotten detached from your feminine energy because you was with a man who wasn't masculine. A lot of y'all have lost touch with the most feminine version of you because you got used to a man who was not masculine enough in that relationship. And masculine being the survival mechanism of any unit, you defaulted to that survival / masculine version of you, and you don't even know what it's like to be your fullest receptive self. Because the feminine energy receives. We talked about this in the Selfish Season Challenge. That's for those of y'all who have not joined, like those of y'all who have not gotten that yet, your mind's going to be blown. Because I discussed this. The feminine receives, the masculine gives if it's healthy. The wounded masculine is the one that doesn't want love, wants help. The wounded masculine is the one that will sit up on your couch and eat all your kids' snacks and run your car low on gas and make, blame you for. That's the wounded masculine. And we get that confused because that wounded masculine can still get a hard penis and do things that a man does or wants to fight other men and, pseudo masculinity by society standards. The masculine loves to deliver, to love, like the masculine energy loves to be held to a high standard and then deliver. And what I teach to my students is that you got to think like, just like the Hall of Fame speeches, people that make it to a high level, people that get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, any kind of achievement, Nobel Peace Prize, they always go to the person that would not accept less than their best. You want to be that woman, so you're not the woman that's preparing him or making things comfortable so he can now get to the woman that's not going to accept less than his best. But as a woman, there are women out here that who are in their wounded feminine, and they're just all about, how to dominate a man and manipulate a man. Ladies, y'all tell me something. You ever been happy with a man that you knew you could manipulate, that you knew you could control? You ever felt fully safe with that man? Not that you could inspire him or you could move him to, like, if you needed his help, you knew he would come. Not that kind. I'm talking about you knew, like, if I jump, he gonna say how high. I know how to trigger him, make him mad, make him explode, make him go off the rails. Like, if you ever truly respected that man that matched your energy, tell me down. Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. Nope. Okay, then. You knew you can get whatever money from him, not because you needed it, but if you just said, whatever, you knew you can just make him do whatever you wanted. And so I don't want y'all to get confused with the wounded feminine perspective that says, trigger him, use him, do this, that to him. You can do that. I'm not telling you how to live your life, but I am your big brother. I'm going to tell you the truth of what's going to happen. You're going to get with men that you don't respect, and you're defaulting to that because you've lost hope in men that are respectable, that are safe to follow their lead of. They can tell you what to do because they can tell you what to do. Some of y'all missed that. That went over some of y'all head. They can tell you what to do because they can tell you what to do. You lost hope in that. And why did you lose hope in that? Because now you've become a version of yourself that ain't even looking for that, expecting that, or receptive to that. Because you got so used to the beta males disappointing you, you now became a version of yourself that couldn't be disappointed anymore. Can I talk to somebody, man? Because typically, I typically reserve this strictly for my Self-Crown Inner Circle. We're going live tomorrow to talk about some of this stuff, matter of fact. And it won't be on social media. So for those who join the Selfish Season Challenge, look out for your email because you're going to be on tomorrow's live with just my Self-Crown Inner Circle. And we're going in on this and more. We're going to talk about my new book, From Heartache to Happiness. That's not available, by the way, publicly, and won't be available publicly until like later on this year. But it's available now to those who get in on the Selfish Season Challenge and so much more. So make sure, for those of you, I already seen some of you have joined. For those of you who are joining the Selfish Season Challenge, look out for your email. Tomorrow we are going in. Social media ain't usually ready for this type of conversation. But back to what I was saying. For those of you ladies out there, and you've given your full self, you experienced her long enough to know that that version of you can really get hurt if you give it to the wrong person. I'm here to tell you as your big brother, it wasn't that was wrong. It was that who you gave it to was wrong. They weren't ready. Sis, don't get away from your most feminine self, your most loving self. Don't get away from the version of you that's so faithful in a man's plan for your life that you don't have to look over your shoulder and check every move. Don't lose hope in a man that you don't have to teach every little thing and show every little detail to and remind over and over again and keep making excuses for and keep getting embarrassed for and scared to even brag on your man because he's going to make you look stupid for bragging. Don't lose hope in the real ones. Some of y'all be like, D, you so hard on guys. You so hard on men. No, I'm not. I expect so much more of us. I expect more of myself. And that's how I've continued to elevate through every good and bad and ugly of my life and all the things that I done did wrong. I look back at my 10 years ago self, man, I can't recognize them. 5 years ago self, can't recognize them. And it's because I understand now the true masculine, the healed and whole masculine. And the way to activate that is to require more. And then for you to require more as a woman, because I know a lot of y'all right now are women, so a lot of guys are going to watch this as well, but as a woman, you have to be comfortable within yourself, in your singleness. That's why I'm so big on a selfish season. You ain't got to use my modules. Yes, I have hours and hours of content that's going to walk you through. I do a live chat every week for those who get the Selfish Season Challenge. You don't need me to do a selfish season if you already have an idea of how to get back to your best self. But at some point, you have to prioritize you. And here's the thing, y'all be so afraid of that whole modern woman rhetoric that y'all are selfish and too independent. If you prioritizing you with a man who has your best interest at heart, y'all are never going to clash. You prioritizing you, he prioritizing you. And even though you're prioritizing you, by doing so, you have so much overflow to give to him, he feels like he's getting prioritized. He knows he's enough priority where his needs are not being neglected. The only time that you will get to a point where you cannot meet a man's needs is whenever your needs have been so unmet and neglected that you're so empty, you can't meet anybody's needs. That's the only time. Matter of fact, that's a message to my brothers too. Y'all be out here complaining about women not doing this, not doing that. But 9 times out of 10, what you're complaining about is a result of how you have not handled her correctly. A lot of what men complain about in a woman is a result of scorn or retaliation, which is first preceded by some type of mistreatment. And let me tell y'all how far away a lot of us brothers have gotten. Not everybody, but a lot of us have gotten from our masculine. We hear something like that and we say, oh, what's everything that she do is because of me. Dude, you are the masculine energy. We always want to be leaders until it's time to be leaders in accountability. We always want to be assertive and first in the front line until it comes to being first in the front line for what's gone wrong. Some of y'all don't believe in the Bible. That's fine. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I do. When Eve did what she did and she listened to that serpent, God said, Adam, where art thou? He didn't say, where are y'all? He didn't say, where y'all at? He didn't say Eve. He said, Adam, where art thou? Why did God say that? Because God knows it starts with the man. Not everything a woman does is the man's fault, but it starts. If we're going to assess what's going wrong in any situation, hold on, where's the man at? Is the man in his proper position? If that man is not healed and whole in his true masculine core, he's not in position. From there, everything else that goes wrong is now starting with the man not being in position. So many men are out of position and blaming women for not being the woman that they expect. You're out of position, first off. Now, if you get in position and that woman doing whatever she doing and she sabotaging, she whatever, she tripping. Okay? I'm not here to blame every man for women's stuff. No, but first, men, are we in position in our masculine? Some of y'all don't understand what I'm saying. I get it. This is why I like to reserve this version of me that goes so hard for those that are my self-crown inner circle, those that get the Selfish Season Challenge, because I can really go in. But it looked like some of y'all getting it. Okay. So when I hear, man, what if, I heard the dude say something, man. He was like, what if as men, we said, we'll only be masculine for a woman that's feminine. Dude, we are equals with women. We are not synonymous with women. We were made to be different. We were made to function off of each other, not to function exactly the same as each other. So women are the responsive agent, which we need as men. That's our blind spot when we get into a relationship. We are not as good at adjusting to things, especially in a spiritual context. Really about to get too deep for some of y'all. Hang in there. We do not adjust. That's what the intuition of a woman is for. That's what the feminine energy of a woman is for. That's why as men, when we just by ourselves, men, we get snaked, we get crossed, we get killed by people that we thought was our homies. But when you got a woman in your life that's in her healthy feminine, she gonna help you spot those fakes. She gonna see things and not even be able to fully explain exactly what she's seeing, but something ain't right. When she's in her healthy feminine, something ain't right, and she's gonna be able to protect you. She's gonna be able to cover your flank because that's what she was designed to do. That intuition is supposed to be responsive. But then that responsiveness comes with a responsibility on us to be in position and handle our business, to deposit what we're supposed to deposit. And then from there, the healthy feminine can do what she needs to do. Just like a garden. You don't look at a garden and say, oh, you ain't producing fruit. That ain't my fault. No, you are not planting the seed. You are not nurturing the seeds that you plant. You're not watering. You're not giving it the nutrients that it needs. And there are so many men today that have gotten so far away from these concepts. And this is why, as men, we get our act together way too late. And then when we suffer that pain and that loss, we say, oh, now it's time to get now it's time to get popping. Now it's time to get right. And we wonder why it's too late, because she's still responding to what we introduced her to. And she's not going to forget that so easily. Here's the thing about, man, I'm gonna save this for those who are joining the Selfish Season Challenge, because we're gonna do a live chat. Y'all, trauma is trapped in the body at a cellular level. This is science. This isn't conjecture or theory. It is trapped in the body at a cellular level, right? So when you get traumatized and there's a trigger, you literally feel and experience things. Even though the trigger is not exactly what hurt you before, the trigger may not be presenting an immediate threat, but it's trapped in the body at a cellular level. That's why if you have a trauma recovery specialist, or if anybody who's studied it extensively, they're going to walk you through a lot of physical things to do to try and work that energy out from a cellular level, from your diet to your exercise to how you sleep to how you meditate. There's things they're going to try to do to help you purge what's now trapped in your body at a cellular level. What am I saying? What am I getting at? That as a woman, and this is, matter of fact, I do need to direct this to women. As a woman, when that man hurts you, if you think, well, I'm gonna love him anyway, I'm gonna trust him anyway, even if he ain't I need you to understand the state that you are now in. Those things that he did to you, to lose your respect, is trapped in you now at a cellular level. You will be repulsed by that man, reject that man until a very long time is gone, until you cannot re-identify with who he is. You have to be able to discard completely who he is and relearn him. And that honestly would take so long if he has not already created such a foundation where in the next year or two, I honestly say it's too much. Or if you ain't got kids and married already, I just say it's too much. And this is why so many of y'all check out. Put I down in the chat if you've ever had a guy and the other people desired him, but he did something to you and it just made you check out. That's what checking out is. Y'all don't understand. This is what checking out is. The body keeps score. Yep, real life topics revealed. That's actually a book. The body keeps score. That's exactly what that is. Healed women just move on. Exactly. So Phyllis, Mary, those of y'all who have checked out, this is why you checked out. More than likely, before you decided to check out or realized you had checked out, there was a part of you that was still fighting to show up the same way, to hug him whenever he came in from work, to kiss him whenever he reached in for a kiss, to know after the showers and y'all got into bed, it was time to get it popping, to try and do those things. But it became a struggle. Some of y'all, it's such a struggle, it can bring you to tears and you don't know why. You feel sad and angry in a time where you used to feel ready for intimacy. The reason is because that man introduced you to a version of himself you can't forget. Your cells, literally in your body, are not forgetting. Your intuition, everything has now been rewired to see that a certain way and respond accordingly. And this is what regulates that, because as a lot of women, y'all have even gotten off course. About to step on some toes. Y'all have gotten off course. Y'all have been taught to be so for us and so the prize that you have forgotten yourselves in the process. There's a very necessary component to you as the garden that's responsible for producing fruit, to understand that unlike a garden, you can choose who you continue to produce fruit for. You can choose what seasons you continue to deal with. So if it's a dry season after dry season after dry season, as the garden that you are as a woman, you actually get a chance to say, nope, I need a new farmer. I'm not going for you. You be neglecting the fields. You don't plant the seeds. You don't nurture them. You just going about your business. You all over on different farm. I need another farmer. You don't get my fruits no more. Because as I produce fruit for you, you are hurting me and making me barren, where I can't produce nothing for myself. Does this make sense to anybody? And this is where the selfish season comes. It's an audit for the soul. It's a purge for the soul. Some of y'all have been so gung-ho about loving, receiving, that you ain't been discerning of what you're receiving. and then you have not cleaned out the wrong things that you have received. That's women. I'm telling you this again. I'm not trying to come at you. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm just talking as your big brother. I love you. I got nothing but love for you. But some of y'all got some renovations to do. You got men that you've allowed in your heart. They've come in, they've wrecked everything, they've messed up, they track mud on your carpet, they've messed up your furniture, they've done all of this stuff, and you have not cleaned out their mess. You may have gotten them out of your life, but you have not cleaned out that mess. You have not fixed the holes in the wall. You have not got the carpet up and re-put the carpet down. You have not cleaned out and gotten the fresh. You have not done the renovations. You've just moved on because you're the strong friend. Ladies, can I keep it real with you? So many of y'all are the strong friend. You the functional one. And maybe you're the strong friend, or maybe you're the mom that can't show weakness. So your environment constantly says to you, you're not allowed to be human. You always got to be strong. You always got to have it together. You can never let them see you sweat. You can never have a breakdown. You can never spiral. Not in front of nobody. You can never go to nobody and say, hey, I'm not okay right now. I need help, because you're the one that's always there for somebody else. Those of y'all who are in that space, you need a selfish season more than anybody. You keep giving to others who are not replenishing you. You were made to be replenished. Ladies, that's not messed up or using it. You were made to be in environments that replenish you. This is why when you come over here just to social media, y'all, this ain't got nothing on how I go in for my self-crown in the circle. For those that get the selfish season challenge, this is why I put that link there. This is, man, look. But you come because you feel some level of replenishment. And that's what you were designed to have, so you could then go and overflow for others around you. That's the abounding factor. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, because we're gonna go in on the selfish season challenge. So for those who are in the season of getting back to themselves, again, I invite you into the selfish season challenge. We just began. If you've missed this before, don't miss it this time. Do yourself this favor. Join the selfish season challenge at that link right there, so you can get the equipment to not only protect yourself, but regain your peace. All of that paranoia that you inherited from that man who did not love you correctly, you don't have to live with that. All of the triggers that you've had when you see certain types of women, or you listen to songs, or you see certain scenes in movies, or you see certain comments and stuff, you don't have to live with that. You don't have to live with an overly active central nervous system and anxiety flaring up all the time because it reminds you of such and such. You don't have to keep shutting down men that at least present themselves as being viable candidates to somebody that you could grow with and love and learn with and, be your best self. You don't have to keep shutting them down because you're afraid of being hurt again. You don't have to live like that. If you want freedom from all of the damaging effects of that soul tie that you had with that man that wasn't for you, that put you last, that neglected you, that mishandled you, that hurt you, that damaged and traumatized you. If you want true freedom from that, to get back to your peace, to get back to your best self, and get back in position for the man who is equally yoked with you, sisters out there, click the link that you see pinned in the comments or in the caption whenever you back out. I have a ton of resources that have already been effective for women who are on this exact same journey. And this is where we have community. This is where I go much deeper than what I ever do here on social media. If you want access to that, click the link. I will see you on the other side. And if you got something of value just from this conversation, which again pales in comparison to how I go in for the Selfish Season Challenge, bless somebody else on your timeline by hitting that share button. Bless somebody else on your timeline by hitting that share button. Be a blessing to somebody else. It costs you nothing. But I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all be good, man. Peace.